Yeah, good morning.
Morning.
Good morning. Okay, looks like today comes with a warning. This information may make you a better realtor. That is possible. That is absolutely possible. Let's see. All right. People are joining. Thanks for coming in this beautiful day, December 13th. Let's talk real estate and happy Hanukkah. There's number 2 in the series of Hanukkah social media posts, and I'll have one more for Christmas next week. And those are on the Brand Studio. So get those out there. I think Shauna, you posted one.
I did. I saw that. I didn't actually do it. It did itself, but it did show up. I saw.
Okay. Oh, you reposted it?
Well, it just automatically does it. Because I set it up on the business builder thing that just does it.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, you can calendar them.
Ah, okay. Excellent. Excellent. Cheryl's trying to join. Okay. All right, let's get started. Let's talk real estate. What I wanted to say today was that you want to source every deal that you've done in the past and ask yourself, is this repeatable? Is it repeatable next year? How many transactions have you closed year to date? And December is a good time to source every transaction you've had so far this year. So what I mean by source is look at everything you did, and doesn't have to be the past year. It could be the past 5 years. Look at every transaction you've closed, every client you've worked with, and start to identify the sources of that. So if you take a look at your business year to date and you say something like, well, I did 13 transactions, 10 were buyer controlled, that I picked those up from open houses I held all year, then, good for you. Then 3 listings sold. 1 was the neighbor, 1 was a friend. You write all these things down. 1 was a referral from my database. That's great. How many of the transactions that you've done so far this year can you duplicate that transaction again because of the source that you used to get that transaction? So great agents source their businesses as they prepare their plans for the next year, for the next month and the next year. And that's a perfect time to do your planning. Well, just what this little example tells me, that you picked up 10 buyer-controlled sales from the open houses that they held all year. What is that? Obviously, that tells you to do more open houses, do as many open houses as you can going forward, because that's your primary source of business, is working with buyers that you get from an open house. You might want to take that further and say, if I had more listings, I could do more open houses and have total control of my open houses instead of having to borrow a house from another realtor to do that business and to do your business in someone else's listing. Always better to use your own listing. And then if you know what to say, you know what to do. That sounds simple. That sounds obvious. And when I know what to say to prospects, I can do what I'm supposed to do. However, when I'm unsure of what to say, I'll look for every reason and every excuse not to do what I'm supposed to do. So let me repeat. When I know what to say to prospects, to people that I meet each day, I can do what I'm supposed to do. However, when I'm unsure of what to say, I'll look for every reason or excuse not to do what I'm supposed to do. And like I always say, if you're rehearsed and if you've practiced what to do and you feel that you'll go into this situation in control, you're completely relaxed and you're completely going to enjoy the situation, especially a listing appointment in someone's house, if you go in there prepared. And how do I know what to say? Well, I'm glad you asked. How do I know what to say? You might consider training on the system, the North Star system. Don't just learn it once and think you've got it down, which is what most people do. Oh, I did that. I read that. I heard that. You told me that. Because this is truly just like a sports or a music performance. It's just like practicing law or medicine. Do you want a lawyer who hasn't practiced law for years, hasn't read a law book, who hasn't read anything pertaining to the law, to come in and help you with an urgent problem? You want a doctor who only works part-time and doesn't keep up on the latest procedures and doesn't treat their profession like the profession that it is. You certainly don't want that. And people don't want it from their realtor either. They want a realtor who's current on things and active and stays involved. So build time into your weekly schedule to train on the basics. And the most basic things we have are the 5-point listing system and our system on working with buyers and pre-qualifying them and understanding their motivation before we spend time on them. And then finally, get ready for more business because it's coming. Spring will be here any moment, and interest rates are predicted to continue to decline. Yes, that's good. Interest rates declining. That's what we want. This will release the pent-up demand we've been talking about, which has been going on for over a year. And with both buyers and sellers ready to make a move. So keep that in mind and treat your business like a business. Okay. I'm going to have a look at the listings right now. Well, let's see if this comes up. Kung, do you have any new listings, any transactions in the Portland office?
We do. Michelle Schock just closed another property yesterday. This was in Southeast Portland. Congrats to Michelle. I have a new listing coming up this Friday, finally. It's been in the works for months, but yeah, cute little 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom bungalow in Milwaukee. We will have open houses hosted by Yvonne and on Saturday and Nayeth on Sunday. And yeah, agents are still working, still getting listings and going under contract. So congrats to all the Portland agents.
Excellent. Excellent. Okay, good work in Portland. 33 listings in the company. How are things in Longview? Let's see who's here. Make sure everybody's here.
Things in Longview are good. We've been, still working on things.
Yep.
We got a couple under contract this week. And I think we have 9 or 10 listings still out there. So, and some of them are getting some action. It's a little slow right now, but we're still working.
A few weeks before Christmas.
Yeah.
So it'll probably kick off here in a few weeks.
Yep.
It is slow, and I'm really looking forward to saying, boy, remember how slow it was in the winter
Mhm.
of 23? Boy, remember that? Boy, nothing like that now. I'm going to say that. I might say it next week. I might say it next month. But
We had the announcement, 6 adjustments over next year.
you're talking about interest rates?
Yes.
This is the 7th week in a row.
I heard on the news this morning, mind you, that things were looking up and that interest rates were expected to keep going down. Next year was going to be a better year. So, yay.
Yep. That's what I've been hearing.
Wow. And you'll hear that on the real news.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's great. That's great. And you'll hear it here.
That's right. We're the real news.
This is the real thing. This is not anything else. Shauna, how are things in Vancouver?
I'm piggybacking with Cheryl's comment. It is a little slower. The listings are there, but not a lot of showings. I have another listings I think I'm going to refresh and maybe pull off the market for a little bit so that it comes up fresh after the holiday. We haven't got any calls on it for the last few weeks, so we're gonna take it off and put it back on soon. And these people are struggling with getting things ready. They've struggled for months now. So we're like having some real conversations now and being saying things that they don't really want to hear, but I'm doing it anyway. And getting them to accept what's really happening. Their listings are not, their houses are not show ready. They're not desirable in this market. So they need to adjust their price. And that's what I'm working on. We have our Camas, Washington. It's getting a lot of showings. I don't know if Shauna, yeah, she's in here. I think she's been getting some steady flow of showings out there. And so we're just waiting for those interest rates to drop a little more and everybody start to move. I know there's a lot of people waiting, so get out there and talk to your people.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
The new
Okay.
year and new rates are coming, so start talking now.
Right. Okay. Mario, how are things in Caldwell?
Well, we have 9 listings at the moment.
Uh-huh.
Augie closed on Monday last week on a new house in Nampa. And I have a buyer who's looking at the property I have for 480. And hopefully that'll come through. I spent most of the day yesterday with the city of Caldwell and also with the buyer, potential buyer who was interested in the property.
Good. Good. I'm trying to pull one up. But the internet's not pulling up pictures right now on this website. All right, good. Like I say, the slowdown will be over and we will be celebrating that. And of course, the 121 experience, March 4th through March 7th. We'll be going, Nick and I will be going, and looking forward to seeing anybody else who's able to attend. And there's the details right there.
It's a great time to be in the desert.
Yeah. What lunch and learns are planned?
We don't have anything going on in December, but we are
Sure.
planning a Bring in the New Year Bash lunch and learn in January. We're going to have Tycor Title back. We're going to focus on prospecting and getting business going in January. So Portland agents, be ready for an announcement. It's going to probably be on the 3rd Thursday of January.
It's a first quarter party.
Yeah. Yeah.
In Longview tomorrow, we're having our big training on the new laws and forms and then our little Christmas party right afterwards. So
Nice.
that'll be fun.
What time is it?
It is at 1 o'clock tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah, and we're doing our new laws and forms class on Monday at 10 a.m.
Okay.
Yep,
In Vancouver.
yep,
And you had a little gathering on the river.
yes, that was fun.
That was.
Was that was Chicago Title?
They had the Christmas ships. We got to go over and watch the Christmas ships from their beautiful offices. They're just right on the waterfront, some of them right on the corner. They have such a wonderful view. And so they opened it up and served us desserts and hot cocoa. And we watched the ships go up and down the Columbia River, which was really cool.
You
Good
say really
times.
cold? Because it was really cold.
It was very cold, but it wasn't raining. So that was nice.
That
Is there-
is true.
Yeah, thanks to Chicago Title. Really nice of them to do that. Okay. Okay, let's move right on to how's the market. And I was watching some videos at Keeping Current Matters, which they have some interesting stuff. And I saw their tagline, which I like better than ours. It's that most agents know what's happening. Good agents understand what's happening. And great agents can explain what's happening. And that is so true. You have to know it inside and out to explain it to somebody else.
Yes.
So we have adopted that as our slogan. And this is your place to stay up to date on market statistics and develop your communication skills. All right, 30-year fixed from Freddie Mac, 7.03, so painfully close to 6.99, which we're all looking forward to. But it is the 7th week. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I only
They
see.
said 6 on the news this morning, but.
Did they say 6? I thought it was 7. Oh well, it is 6. And they stopped saying that on here, that it's going down. Anyway, that's what we wanted. That's what we've been waiting for. And here it goes. Now, I heard some talk about people are waiting. People are always waiting in December and January. I've been hearing that for 30 years. We're waiting. And what they're waiting for is really not clear. So, you know, find out their motivation. If you follow the plan, you know what they need to do and when they need to do it. So don't encourage them to wait, and certainly don't tell anybody that you can predict the future, that you know where this graph is going to go, because you don't. And for all you know, it starts to shoot right back up, and they missed 7.3 and interest rates are 8. So you have no business doing that. What you can do is repeat what the realtor economist has said, where he thinks it's going down into the towards 6. But we'll talk about the holidays later today, and what you can do to get through that. The other news on the Bloomberg TV that I watch is that the Fed met again. The consumer price index is down again. They're still trying to manipulate it to the magic 2% inflation rate, but everything is good. What's interesting is what's throwing off, the reason this consumer price index is 3 instead of 2 is because of rents. Rents are so high right now, which is amazing. We have all the market updates updated for November. Is it a buyer or seller's market? And I had a chart on here. If not everybody knows that, but there's a quick chart here on what the differences are between a buyer's and seller's market. Actually, this was just explaining that chart. But there is no official it's a buyer's market or seller's market, but there are some criteria. A seller's market simply means lower inventory, rising prices makes it a seller's market. Everything that's advantageous to a seller. Shorter market time is good for sellers. And what's considered a buyer's market is the opposite of all of that. A higher inventory is a buyer's market because there's more properties to look at. Lowering prices are a buyer's market, and higher market time, which means there's more houses out there and you have more time to buy them. So it's simply the balance between those three things decides if it's a buyer or seller's market. And I think we're still, with our market times, we're still at the end of the seller's market, pushing into the balanced market. In most areas here. What are we on a thing here? All right. Another thing I wanted to show, the affordability index. I found this on the RMLS, and it's a lot of detail. And it's not a very good picture for today. Again, the affordability index is the median family or the median household income trying to purchase the median house. So let's say the median family makes $75,000. They want to go buy the median house, which is $500,000. All of that's statistically established, and it gives you a ratio. And the ratio today is 84. 84 out of 100, which means they're 70, these are not accurate figures, but they're $75,000 is only 84% of how much they need to buy that median house. And this chart goes back 20 years. And that 84 is the historically low number for the Portland metro area. And we've seen it high, we've seen it 182. Where that person is buying two houses compared to what they could buy today, as far as affordability goes. But the numbers go up and down quite a bit, and these are quarterly figures, but this is just interesting, and that is another issue that we're going to face with buyers, is that the typical person wanting to buy cannot buy the typical house. They're short. So hopefully that improves, and we'll keep an eye on that as well. Kung, tell us about inflation. If it comes up, let's see what happens.
Well, I have it on my screen.
Oh, go ahead, tell us about it.
Okay, it's just, we mentioned a lot of this already, but inflation notched down to 3.1% in November, despite the incomprehensible rise of nearly 7% growth in the housing rent. Once rents decelerate into a more realistic 2% to 4% rise in upcoming months, no doubt due to the oversupply of new apartment units hitting the market, then the overall consumer price inflation will be under the Federal Reserve's desired inflation rate of 2%. At that point, there's no excuse not to cut interest rates. Knowing these trends, the bond and the mortgage markets have already pivoted ahead of the Fed. Mortgage rates have come down for the fifth straight week, or sixth. Even further declines are possible once the Fed actually does cut its short-term Fed fund rates. Mortgage rates will slide under 7% next year and may reach 6% in a year. So we're heading in the right direction again.
Yes, we are, and I like that. I like that statement. The Fed has no excuse to not start cutting the rates. So that's good news. Okay, so I think everybody now has graduated from knowing what's happening and then understanding what's happening, and now you can explain what's happening. Let's see. Kung, how is the market in Portland?
We are seeing decreasing home prices as interest rates are slowly starting to drop. Portland is currently a balanced market due to longer market times. Average days on the market is up to 55 days from 45, with 3.5 months of inventory. Median home prices have decreased 3.1% over last year from 550,000 to 533,000. Interest rates are currently 7.03% and are expected to fluctuate or expected to go down slightly over time. This is a great time to list. While it's still favorable to sellers, and buyers also benefit from dropping prices.
Excellent. Excellent. Shauna, how's Clark County?
Well, I'm glad you asked. Clark County, we are seeing we are seeing stable home prices as interest rates are slowly starting to drop. Southwest Washington continues to be a seller's market due to a shortage of available housing. Average days on market is up 52 days and with 2.8 months of inventory. Median home sale prices have held steady over the last year at 525,000. Interest rates are currently at 7.03% and are going to adjust down over time. This is a great time to list while it is still favorable to sellers, and buyers also benefit from dropping prices.
Nice. Nice. All right. How's Cowlitz County? Cheryl? You're muted.
We are seeing an increase in home prices as interest rates are slowly starting to drop. Cowlitz County is currently a balanced market due to longer market times and increased prices. Average days on the market is up to 42 days from 30 days, and medium home prices have decreased 2.7% over last year. Median home prices have increased 12.4% over last year from 355,000 to 399,000. That doesn't make sense.
Well, keep going and I'll show it to you.
Okay. Interest rates are currently 7.03% and are expected to go down over time. This is a great time to list while it's still favorable to sellers, and buyers also benefit from dropping interest rates.
So I question that too. And if maybe you could just do me a favor, maybe if you could just pull this up and make sure that I'm correct. Because I took it right off of that.
Okay.
Because we want this to be accurate so that
Well, it says they decreased 2.7% over last year, and then it says they increased 12.4% over last year. So it can't be correct. Either they decreased or they increased.
oh, well, now you see where a proofreader comes in handy.
One of those. It's either
One of those
decreased
is
or it's
wrong.
increased.
One of those is wrong. And I think I think the top one is not correct. I think that home prices have increased 12.4%.
Yeah, and Cowlitz, they've increased, so it's the bottom number. So we just somehow we got 2 on there, but it's 12.4.
All right.
Okay.
Mario, how is Canyon County?
Canyon County is doing great. I forgot to mention, Augie wrote up a deal on a manufactured home on land, so that is currently pending. And Jana is closing on a piece of land as well in Boise, and she'll be closing on that on Friday.
Oh, out in Boise.
Yeah.
Nice.
But
Okay.
here in Canyon County and Ada County, Caldwell, we're seeing an increase in home prices as interest rates are slowly starting to drop. Canyon County is currently a buyer's market due to the longer market times and increased prices. The average days on the market is up to 47 days from 36 days, and the median home prices have increased 6.8% over the last year. The median home sold price in the metro area is $375,000. Interest rates are currently at 7.03% and are expected to go down over time. This is a great time to list while it's still favorable to sellers, and buyers also benefit from dropping interest rates.
Excellent. Excellent. Thank you. Thank you. Now we have a room full of experts now. And here's the training schedule, which you can all look at. And just remember that the C21 social media playbook is right there. And we'll be talking much more about that going into next year, because there's a lot of good stuff in that we'll want to look at. Okay, and I still have the Washington Realtors link to Annie Fitzsimmons because she has a series on things that your managers are going to be talking to you about this week. And so if you're in Washington, it is critical that you get this new information. All right, Cheryl and Shauna, you were discussing in emails what you wanted to present today. What would you like to do? Cheryl, you're muted.
Oh, it keeps muting.
I'm not doing, I keep muting. It's because the dog wants to go outside. Okay, I think, yeah, we're gonna go through the tips for surviving the holiday season real quick.
Okay.
Okay,
Now,
so,
I never liked that survive the holidays phrase that some people like to use. Is it really something to give a negative connotation to?
yeah, right?
So I put thriving
Yes,
holiday season.
thriving is much better than surviving.
Right.
Yeah,
Enjoying your
definitely.
family and friends. It's true.
Yeah.
Definitely. Okay, well, let's thrive in the holiday season.
Nice.
So the holiday season can mean two things for a real estate agent. One, it could mean a much needed break from lead generation and closing real estate deals. By all means, if you made more than enough money this year, take a break, which I don't think applies to anybody.
No, and it's funny that because I've had years where I actually was like, yes, I'm taking December off, which never actually works out well, just for the record.
Yeah.
But taking a week off or something, yeah, that's deserved if you've done it. But yeah, I'm not to that point this year.
Yeah, this year we've had a lot of breaks. And the thing is, if you take a week or a month or whatever off in December, it affects your January and then
February and March.
Yeah. Yeah, for
Mhm.
sure. So here's the other thing. It means number 2 is an unwanted lull in real estate business. So if you're currently fighting against the second scenario, you can make being a real estate agent during this time of year a little easier for yourself. Here are 6 real estate agent tips for surviving and thriving during the holiday season. Tip number 1, be available and make sure everyone knows it. Don't take the time off if you can't. If you work in a real estate market that slows down during the winter and fall, it's likely the majority of agents in your area go on vacation. Even so, property buyers and sellers are still out there and no one's picking up their calls. So if you're the one that does pick up your calls, then you're going to be the one that gets the clients. So this means continuing your real estate marketing efforts. Send out emails, post content to your website, continue your newsletter, postcards, phone calls, send out the Christmas cards, and mention that you'll be available during the holiday season. Sometimes people think, oh, it's the holidays, I don't want to bother them. Let them know they can bother you. You can even adjust your real estate market strategies to fit the holiday season by adding seasonal images, which we've been doing in social media, and information about local real estate markets, which we are up on. Try offering different deals or buyer incentives, tying them to the holidays. This is a great tip for how to get more leads during this time of year. Show up for the Harvest Festival and bring your cards. However, don't think that the first of our real estate agent tips means you can't take time to spend with your family and friends. While other agents are taking all of November or December or through December off, you can enjoy a few days here and there and still be making money as a real estate agent. Just be sure it's clear when you're available during the holidays and what days you might not be available.
Yeah, it's really important because I understand that when I, show a picture of someplace that I am that isn't local, then people assume that you're not working. So, I'm not gonna post pictures of where I am if I'm not in the area. I just think that it really is hard because people, they perceive what they want. So this is a super important tip, I feel like, and it's a good time when you're sending out your stuff to let them know that you're working, like it says, and that you're supporting them. You know, call me, even if you just want to talk, whatever it is, but just, make sure they know you're working.
That's
Very
a good
important.
point. It really is. People will think that. People will think that if you're jet setting all the time, you're going to look too busy for them.
Yes. Yeah, or not available.
Exactly.
The second tip, remind your leads and clients that this is the best time of year to buy a house. Obviously, it's always the best time of year.
Ask
The
any
winter-
realtor the best
Yes,
time.
they'll tell you. The winter real estate market can bring with it less competition for buyer leads as well as better real estate leads. However, the average property buyer may be unaware of this. It's your job to remind them that this can be the best time of year to buy a house, especially with you as their real estate agent. Send out an email with a few facts about your local winter real estate market that make it an ideal time to buy property. Create content about this topic as well. If you're not up to writing new content during the holidays, share the content of others on social media so your leads and clients can see it and be reminded. So yeah, that's definitely second one. Always educating your clients.
I love
Yep.
that. You know what happens as we look at the chart of interest rates going down dot by dot, each time it goes down, it opens up more buyers. There are actual people between those two dots. Thousands and thousands of
Yes.
people
Yes.
that are now able to buy whatever they're looking for, that they weren't able to when the dot was up a little bit higher.
Yes, and they did say on the news this morning as well, that people are getting tired of waiting and they're watching the interest rates go down and they said it's just going to be normal to buy houses at this rate. And I was just excited to hear someone on the news say positive things
Yeah.
about it.
It's life is still happening and all those pent up people are gonna say, you know what? It was almost 8% and now it's in the 6s and that's gonna be all that it takes to get them to go.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. They're telling the truth. An interest rate in the 6s is good. It always has been.
Yeah. I think things will open up a little bit more after the first of the year. I think we actually experienced the normal holiday slowdown this year. There for a while we didn't have that, but I think it's gone back to that and then it's going to pick right up. Okay, number 3 is nurture your leads and past clients with holiday greetings. We've talked about that. Send out those holiday cards and calendars, and don't let your clients be neglected. It's actually a great time to build relationships with your real estate leads and prospects. It's also a good time to do something nice for past clients. And secure real estate referrals from them. Sending out holiday postcards or emails is a nice and easy way to nurture leads during this time of year. For past clients, you can get more personal with a small gift basket or handwritten holiday letter.
Popeyes.
Yes,
Popeyes are in my future. I can feel it.
there's all kinds of things that realtors send out. If you can find, I saw somebody was sending out ornaments for the tree that had their information, on the back of them. So, hey, that's something that people, if it's good enough, cute, people will bring that out year after year.
That's a good, I would say anything that timely though, you certainly want to send that out early. You want to
Yeah.
send that out early November, I would say,
Yeah.
so that they have some time to enjoy it. Because if they get it the day before Christmas, it's going to go right in the attic.
That could be true, or it could go right on the tree. I mean, tip number 4, network and set appointments. It's a great time there's lots of holiday get-togethers and things going on to get out there. The more you get out there and talk to people, the more clients you have. We've said that time after time. And even though the market's slowing down, your networking can actually pick up because you have more time.
Yeah, I'm really excited. This week I have a holiday party almost every single day. And just really glad that I get to go there because then I can bring some nice things and network. I mean, don't miss those opportunities. If you get invited somewhere, show up, dress up and show up.
Dress up and show up. It's a good time of year also to set up appointments and coffee dates with leads. You can automatically go to somewhere that's already festive and decorated and, wear your winter outfits. And, it's already festive. You don't have to put much effort into making it special. Even if they aren't in the stage of your real estate sales funnel where they are ready to close on a deal, you may have more time to meet with them now and answer their questions in person. This can push them down the funnel faster and help with lead conversion, even during their fall and winter season. So yeah, this is a good time to do those things that you may not have time to do other times of the year when you're really busy with real estate things. Tip number 5 is to reach out to real estate investors. You know who doesn't slow down during the holiday season? Real estate investors. If you can get hooked up with a real estate investors, that is a great place to be as a real estate agent because they can, ask Jennifer Washam, they can supply you with some continuous real estate business. They're always looking for real estate investment properties, so you can get business from them, any month of the year. Whenever they can find a profitable investment property, they'll pounce. Check in with those and market toward investors this time of year. It's a good thing. Tip number 6. I'm sorry, did someone say something? No?
I said, yep. I don't have a lot to say about investors. I don't do a lot of that, but I know that the people like Jennifer, it keeps you busy for sure.
And evidently we skipped from 4 to 6. So really
All right,
there's
let's
5 tips. Oh, no, there's 5. Okay. My thing just skipped from 4 to 6. Okay. Tip
Oh,
number
yeah.
6.
Yeah, number 6.
Work on improving your real estate business. Okay, while the thought of fine-tuning your marketing strategy or lead qualification process may not appeal to someone looking to make money right now, it's the best way to use this time. Like I said, use the time that you have now to do the things that you don't always have time to do or that you put off because you might not necessarily want to do them because they're not producing results right now, but it'll pay off in the long run. And real estate agents are able to make some real improvements to the way they do business. More qualified leads will be rolling in the spring and summer, enough to help you survive the cold, harsh winter real estate market. In fact, if you really dig deep and work on how to grow your business now, you might just be able to take a vacation next year like the other successful real estate agents.
Mhm.
Keep up your schedule. That doesn't mean you can't take time off for a little holiday fun. Just put it in your schedule. So
I wanted to say work on improving your real estate business. So work on your presentations. That is a huge thing. Make sure that you've got that dialed in and we all have those tools. So go in there, look what pages you have. I have preset ones for the quicker CMAs. I have ones for the medium and then I have the larger ones. So go in and make sure all that's dialed in, right? There's just so much stuff that we could be doing when it's slow. Obviously you should go ahead, Cheryl.
you should be really practicing those buyer presentations right now because we all need to be doing those. Oregon may not have the laws yet, but they're coming.
Yeah.
We always seem to follow each other, one or the other.
Yep.
So the buyer presentations might not be something that everybody is used to doing, but it's gonna be important in the future.
I have another thing to say is to show up to the 9 o'clock stuff because there's a lot of good stuff that we're talking about on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday at 9 o'clock. There's, I have people asking me, how do I do this or how do I do that? I'm saying, why don't you show up at 9 o'clock and we can,
Right.
I have, other things I'm doing, but I can stop and help you now, or you can come at 9 o'clock and we can discuss it. And then maybe somebody else wants to know how to do that. So it's, definitely in the Engage and all the different campaigns. Please let me know if you guys need any help. I'm working a lot in there and learning a lot about it. And I can, we go over lead generation on Mondays. So if there's something that you need to know on how to use those tools, come in and ask.
Yep, we spend a lot of time during those meetings just answering questions that people have. So yeah, that's a great place. If you have a question, just show up.
Right. And so what's the schedule? You cover lead generation on Mondays. And you're doing
So-
social media on Tuesdays?
Yep.
Okay. And Wednesdays are to bring questions. And I think you were also talking about handling objections on Wednesdays. Is that correct?
And that's at c21brokers.com, that schedule.
Okay, Thursday's a 5-step listing process. That's got its own session because I think it's the most important thing we have. As far as the system goes, as far as anything that a realtor should know how to do as a tool, that's it. The 5-step listing process. It's a whole thing on that. And then Friday is, I host that. We usually play a video from the Mike Ferry system and have a discussion on real estate in general. So definitely consider these and check in and see them. If you have never been to one, they are right here at 9 o'clock.
Yes. Also, you're welcome to bring questions to this meeting.
Absolutely.
Jump right in.
Absolutely. Okay.
Okay. I
Anything
think,
else? Do you want to do the other one or what do you want to do?
I think Shauna's gonna do something on goals, setting goals.
Oh, I had just said the one that you had, the goal, but it's not on here, is it? The goal well, we can do how to be a goal getter. That's fine. Let's do
We
that.
can do that,
Yeah.
yeah.
I can't
All
see it.
right.
There we go. There, thank you. Now I can see it. How to be a goal getter. Being a goal getter is an excellent way to keep your business on track and accelerate your growth. Oftentimes reaching your goals is easier said than done, right? It is, because there's all the things that happen. Use this guide to discover the power of goals and what you can do to achieve them. This is the time of year that we need to be setting goals. Has anybody opened up their Engage and it asks you to do that? Anybody? Did you do it? Did you do it, Cheryl?
I did not because I wanted to make my goal more accurate this year than I did last year. So I'm gonna look into my stats a little more first.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I put it in there because it asked, but I think what's nice about goal setting, remember, we can always change our goals and make adjustments. So I always have that one goal that I want, and it's to get that statue. And so that's easy. And I need to put more thought into it. So I put it in there, but I also know if you're using that in system, it's going to tell you where you're at every time you open it. So it's pretty cool. So if you have your importance of goals, it'll clarify what you want. It creates a mental image to focus your efforts and unlocks the power of your subconscious mind. Wow, that's pretty deep.
I always talk about the why, if you can figure out the why you have that goal, you know, because your goal, for everybody thinks of a dollar amount for a goal, but if you can tap into the why you want that goal, you know, is it security or is to go on big trips or buy a car or whatever it is, then you can once you get the emotion in there, it makes it easier to, what does it say? Use the power of your subconscious mind.
Right. And we mentioned the financials, but it's not ever about the financials. It's about what the financials bring.
It's a little deeper than that. That's why I said that's deep, because does anybody journal? Because that's a really good thing to do too. Like if you journal down your why, and then you go through the year and your why might change or whatever, but go back to that and read that. I do that a lot because the why does keep you focused. It's so why do I not want to eat that second piece of cake or all the other things that you might have goals for? Why am I gonna close up shop a little early today and go shopping instead of doing my calls? So there's the why. Definitely Cheryl is a motivator. Barriers of growth, lack of motivation, unable to perceive progress, slowly drift away from goals. So that's a thing too, right?
Those are barriers.
Yeah, it's hard to keep focused with everything. But I mean, it's easy to, so that's why it's good to have those things in front of you, right? Do you guys have like I said, I have my journal. I can go back and look at that in the mornings to help motivate me and prod me to do the things that I should be doing. Have it present, like you write your goals and then you put it in a file. That's not going to work. Keep it out.
Yep, keep it out. It's a good time to do the vision boards. I know we did some vision boards here in the office and we got a lot of stuff that's on there. So
Mm,
it's time to make new ones for next year.
yes. It's like
Nick,
meditation.
do you have any, did you do your goals yet, Nick?
I did. I also have mine on a marker board that faces right ahead of me.
Wow.
I
So
don't
you're
know. I
very
think it's
organized.
nice to see it. Actually, Century 21 provided it, and so there it is. So I have mine kind of that I look at. However, we're in the last month, so I've got to go and get the whole thing relisted again. But we met the goal. It was right in the last quarter, though. Isn't that interesting? So we got to do that again this next year.
That's right. So how does it feel to meet the goal? You had a recruiting goal that we established in January or December of last year.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was just looking at your board and you did that.
It was a nail biter because it started off good, and then the summer was strangely slow, and then the last quarter it caught up in the end. Yeah.
Okay.
So good. The last part talks about how to
Thank you.
get past those barriers.
Yeah, achieve every goal you set. Push past a lack of motivation by setting goals that excite you. Visualize yourself completing that goal. Visualization is a great tool for sure. Create and review a progress journal so that you can track your activities and recognize that you are gaining momentum. And make each day count. Continually steer in the direction of your goals. If you miss a day or slip up, just reset and pick up where you left off. So definitely always going forward, not backwards.
Yes. Yeah, I like that thing on the side, the focus, follow one course until success.
Yes, that's, yeah, definitely, it's not always easy to keep focused, but, you got, I think, putting that in front of you and having a goal, spending the time to really think about it and know that you can always adjust it. like this year, we didn't expect things to slow down maybe as much as they did. And I know that I struggled to get to my goals this year, but thinking about that is not encouraging. Looking to the future and setting new goals for 2024 is exciting.
Yes, it is. This is a very exciting time because of what we're anticipating. It's going to be busy. That pent-up demand is going to be released as the interest rates go down, and now is the time. Now is the time to get ready.
Yes, for sure.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you, everybody. I'll let you get back to work because you have a lot of work to do.
We gotta get ready.
Mhm.
You have to get ready. The floodgates are going to open.
Yes, if you guys get out there and on top of it, you know, the buyers are 40,000 new buyers per point that it goes down, and 70,000 agents have left the industry.
Look at that, Mr.
Oh.
Statistics now.
That's
That's
Yeah.
impressive.
right. Less agents.
Grab a stack of your business cards and
That's
go to
right.
parties.
That's right. Less agents and more clients. So the statistics are good for you guys. And reach out to any of your managers to make sure that your CRMs are stacked and you've got it set up correctly, and that you're reaching out to people in the way you feel comfortable, whether it be many ways or the one way that you feel comfortable, whatever it is.
Nice. All right. Have a great week, everybody. We'll see you next week, or we'll see
Thank
you
you.
tomorrow at 9 o'clock.
Yes.
you.
Thank you.
Ah.
Bye.
Thank you.